Well, good morning, everyone, team. Welcome back to the sessions. So let's start the session for today. Meanwhile, others can join parallelly. So in the last session, team, on Friday, I have not taken the live session, and I have given the topic for these things, like how to define the departments and the concept of grades we have completed in that session, team. And I hope everyone completed the concept of configuring the departments and configuring the grades related setups in that session, team. So on Thursday, after we configuring the business units, team, we supposed to discuss about business unit set assignment. But I have given the session on Friday that is related to departments. The next topic after the business unit concept, the departments and the concept of grades in the system. So we have completed that topic on Friday session that which I have shared with you. And today, let me continue with this business unit set assignment team. So after creating the business unit, as I told you, we have to map the reference data sets to the business units in the system. That we will see, and then we will proceed with our jobs, positions, and then the concept of trees. Here, if you completed the topics on the Friday team, after explaining the departments, trees concept I have not discussed in that, because trees we will discuss all together at once. After configuring the positions, we will talk about the trees theme. So I will be talking about the business unit set assignment, and then we'll move on to jobs and positions team. So these things already completed in the session. Okay. Now, after we defining the business unit in the system, as we all know in the Fusion application, all our workforce structures will be mapped to the business units through reference data sets, right or wrong? For that matter, we already configured all our reference data sets in the system, correct? So when we're talking about the RDS team, reference data set, what I told you, for every business unit in the system, as far as HCM is concerned, for every business unit in the system, we have to map 4 types of reference data sets: one job set, one grade set, one location set, and one department set, correct? So that whatever the jobs, locations, grades, and departments that we configure under that respective sets, they will be mapped to the BUs I told you. Now, team, this is the place where we will be mapping the reference data sets to BU. Already RDS you defined, and you started creating all your work structures under that RDS, like locations, like departments, like grades and jobs, these all things, team. Then how these all will be mapped to the business unit in the system? For that matter, go to the system, come to setup and maintenance, okay? Come to setup and maintenance and search with team manage business unit set assignment. So when you search with BU for configuring it, under that only you will find one more task coming, team. That is manage business unit set assignment. See, manage business unit set assignment. So for mapping the reference data sets to BU, you have this task, team. So click on that, and directly you cannot get into that task. First of all, come and keep the scope. So here we configured the BUs already in the system. So for which BU you want to go to this task? First, to go to scope and give your BU here, team, in the scope. Select and add, apply and go to task. Okay. And then search your business unit, team. So I created Tata North BU, right? So my business unit is there here, team. Select it. The entire row will get highlighted. Then click on save and close. Now you will land upon team manage set assignment for Tata North BU. So like this team, you have to land upon the business unit set assignment task. Okay. On left hand side, the very first column, if you see team, reference data object. See, this concept of business unit will not be used only in HCM, even in financials, supply chain, CRM, PPM, project portfolio management. In all the products team, the concept of business unit will be used. And the concept of RDS is also not available only in HCM. In HCM, in order to map our work structures to BU, we have RDS team. Same in this way, in financial, supply chain, PPM, CRM, in all these business products team, in order to map certain objects to BU, they will also use reference data sets in the system. Okay. They will also use reference data sets in the system. So when you come to set assignment task here, team, you can able to see all that business objects. See, like apply hold reasons, cancellation reasons, channel adjust. These are not part of HCM team. We have to concentrate here only our HCM related business objects. What are they? If I scroll down, see here, departments. Departments is our HCM related workforce structure. Next, grades here. Then next, jobs here. And then locations. We have to come to this task and we have to concentrate only on these four. Rest of all we don't require. Payable, payment terms, pricing rules, receivables rules, all these related to some other products team, financials, supply chain, this is CRM, all these things. Okay. So come to our department here, select it. The moment you select that team, the entire row will get selected and see reference data set. And if you could observe team, when I came to this manage business unit set assignment task for our BU, for all objects team, common set is coming. Why? For everything, why common set by default came? If you could remember, go back to the session when we configuring the BU on Thursday. You check it out, team. Whenever I'm configuring the BU, system asked me to capture the reference data set. By default, I have given common set. That is what team. Whenever you configuring the business unit in the system, by default, you can give as common set. Once after the BU defined in the system, and once you come to set assignment task, that you can see. For all business objects team, common set mapped. Okay. So we have to change here team. Come to our business object, first department. Click on the drop down. So already the reference data sets we configured here, correct? Under that only we are configuring all of our work structures. Now team, search your reference data sets. So Tata. Oh my God. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Tata departments RDS. Okay. Tata DPT RDS. This is the one which we created. That I am mapping team. Okay. Next, if I scroll down, grades, select grades. Then I'm mapping Tata grades common set. For grades, we define the common set, custom common set team. Grades common set. And then, okay, for department, we mapped, grades we mapped. Next, jobs. Come to jobs. Then what is the reference data set for jobs team? Tata job RDS. That I am mapping. Next location, department, grades, jobs. Next, here locations team. Come to locations and then map locations RDS, data locations common set. See team, for all my 4 workforce structures, 4 reference data sets I'm mapping to BU. Now going forward, or if you define any locations, departments, grades, jobs under these reference data sets team, they will be directly linked to this BU now. So in this way, in the Fusion system, all the workforce structures that what we configuring will be mapped to each business unit team. So make sure every business unit in the system, after you configuring, map the reference data sets to BU. Then only all the workforce structures will be mapped to business units in the system. Okay. So in the same way, for every business unit team, you can map your reference data sets. So this is about BU. So these things we already completed team, that is on the session on Friday, as I told you. Then we have to start with the concept of jobs and positions team. The left out workforce structures team. In workforce structures, what are locations? We understood. What are departments? We understood. What are grades? We understood. Now we have jobs and positions left over in the work structures. What are jobs and what are positions in the Fusion application? And an important interview question also, team. What is the difference between jobs and positions? Once you explain that, among them, what is mandatory and what is optional? The questions might come to you in this way. Okay. So let us understand, team, what is the difference between jobs and positions in the system. Let me go to Excel. Okay. Let me explain you here, team. Jobs and positions. See, team, both these are what simply, if I have to tell you in our regular language, they are the designations, the titles. See, if you people are working in any organization, you will be hired with a specific title. Designation will be given to you like assistant, trainee, associate, analyst, recruiter. Everyone will have your own designations, right? So in Fusion application team, these jobs and positions are nothing but the designation titles that what we will be giving to every employee in the system. But what Oracle did is, Oracle given in within that designations only a kind of separation team, a kind of uniformity, like how what Oracle system is doing means they are designating jobs as like this. I will pass couple of statements, team. Jobs are generic in nature. Jobs are generic in nature. Okay. Whereas positions are very specific to that job. What is that, team? I'm passing couple of statements to understand the difference between these two. Both are titles, the designations which we are giving to the employees whenever we hiring the employees in the system. Okay. So what are they, team? Jobs are generic in nature, team. Positions are very specific to the respective job. And jobs are mandatory in the system. Positions are optional in the system. Okay. Then jobs are mapped through RDS to business units team. But whereas positions are directly mapped to BUs. Okay. Jobs mapped through reference data sets. Positions are directly mapped to BU. In jobs, we don't have synchronization concept directly. No synchronization. In positions, we have synchronization concept team. If I have to go like this, many differences I can explain you, but these are the major fundamental differences between jobs and positions you have to understand, team. Even in the interview, if anyone asks you about the question, then you have to tell. Jobs are generic in nature. Positions are very specific to the respective job. They are mandatory in the system. They are optional in the system. They are mapped through RDS to the business unit. But positions are mapped to the BU directly, team. No RDS here. Then no synchronization concept in jobs, but in positions we have. First of all, what are the difference between these two? Generic in nature and very specific to job. Means what, team? See, job titles basically are very generic titles, team. Anywhere you go, in any department, in any business unit, these type of designations will be there. For example, team, I will take manager. Manager is a job. Okay, the title manager is a job. You take any department, team. In sales department, you have managerial cadre person. The designations like people working on manager. In HR, you have HR department, you have manager. In finance, you have manager. In admin department, in expense department, in finance department, everywhere you would see people who will be working on the designation of manager will be there across every business area, team. So it's a very generic nature. Manager, the title manager means very generic. Sales manager you have, finance manager you have, HR manager you have, IT manager, right? In every department or in every business area, people working with these designations are quite common. So these are very generic stream like manager or trainee, assistant, okay, then engineer, then okay, then associate, okay. So these designations, team, very generic designations, these all are, we can call them as jobs in the system. But whereas coming to positions, team, they are very specific to the respective job. Okay, I'm hiring an employee today, team, in my organization on 11th March. I'm hiring one employee as a manager in the system, team. Okay, but for what he is manager? Okay, you are hiring him as a manager. But for what he is manager? He is a sales manager. He is a HR manager or he is a finance manager. These are called as position titles, team. Manager is a job. Sales manager is a position. HR manager is a position. Finance manager is a position, team. It's a very generic title. Manager is a very common generalized title, team. But these are very specific to that job. For what he is manager, sales manager. That you can call it as positions, team. So the title level differences, if you notice, between jobs and positions, team, these are. Then trainee. He's a something like a marketing trainee. For what he is training, he's a marketing trainee. Or he is a HR trainee. Assistant. What assistant he is? He is a admin assistant. Okay. Or he is a technical assistant, etc. Okay. Then engineer. What engineer he is? He's a software engineer. Okay. Or he is a systems engineer. Okay. Okay. Or he is whatever it is, team, the designations you can associate. What associate he is? He's a functional associate. Okay. Or he is a junior associate, etc. Right? The difference between jobs and positions mainly will be this, team. They are very generic in nature, team. The designation titles, team. But whereas positions are very specific to the job. And team, whenever you, why I'm telling here team, jobs are mandatory concept in the system, but positions team, you can opt out. Let's say my client is telling Kumar, for every employee, if I maintain two titles, they might be confused, or even in my existing legacy system that what I am using, we are not using like that. So we don't require multiple titles maintaining to the employee, jobs and positions. In that case, team, usually what in the market, the solution that we will provide means, as far as Oracle subject is concerned, team, Oracle is telling the difference between jobs and positions are this. But if in the market, like whenever we are working in the projects, client is telling they don't want to maintain two titles to the employee, like manager and sales manager. They want to maintain only one thing. In that case, Oracle given the leverage to switch off the positions concept team. You don't need to configure positions. Directly, you can assign only jobs team. But as you require the titles also in this naming convention, sales manager, assistant trainee, like this team. So directly we are creating these as jobs in the system team. In real-time projects, if at all client don't want to maintain jobs and positions separately, directly all these positions, whatever the naming conventions we are creating them directly as the jobs in the system, and we are providing it as a solution team. So client using the jobs whenever they're hiring the employee at the assignment level, for tagging to every employee team. But to be precisely, as far as Oracle is concerned, the difference between jobs and positions, Oracle is telling like this. But how the client want to use the system as per his requirement, we have to go with that accordingly team. So jobs are mandatory team. Positions, you can able to opt out from the system. Okay, that is one thing. Why jobs are mandatory means, whenever we creating the positions in the system, let's suppose team, today I'm creating a position in the system called sales manager. When I'm creating a position team, I have to map job to the position team. We have to map the jobs to the position. So in the implementation time also, first of all, we have to create all the jobs in the system, and then we have to create the positions team. So when we creating the positions team, we have to map that position you are creating under which job. So they will have one-to-one direct relationship in the system. So one important point is team, one job I can assign to many positions team. Means I'm creating sales manager position. I can assign that job of manager to that. Then I'm creating HR manager team. The same job I can assign to that. I'm creating finance manager position team. The same job I can assign to that finance manager as well team. So one job I can assign to multiple positions in the system also. Okay. Then vice versa. For one position team, you can assign only one job. Let's suppose today I'm creating sales manager position team. For that, I added manager job. That's all. I cannot add multiple jobs to the position. Only one job I can assign to position team. But the same job I can use in the system for multiple positions to assign to a team. So whenever we configuring the system, if both jobs and positions the client using in their business team, first we have to configure the jobs, and then when we configuring the positions team, we have to map that jobs to the position and we have to create. And jobs are mapped through RDS when it comes to mapping to BU's team, because all our workforce structures, as we know, we will be mapping them to business unit, right? So how the jobs in the system will be mapped to business unit team? Through reference data set. But positions, I told you, right? Even when I'm explaining about the concept of work structures also here, only these four are the reference data set enabled concepts in the Fusion system. Positions are not set enabled concepts team. Directly directly whenever we configuring the positions in the system, system will ask under which BU you are creating. They are directly mapped to the BU, no intermediary between them team. So that is one difference that we can observe between jobs and positions team. Then we already discussed when we configuring the enterprise and when we configuring the legal entity team, we have a concept in the system called position synchronization. What is that team? Whenever we configuring the positions in the system, all the details of job, department, grade, all this information, location, we are capturing team. At the same time, whenever we hiring the employee at the assignment level, okay, whenever we hiring the employee at the assignment level, at the employee level, we have to capture all these details team, correct? So whenever we capture the position details team, automatically all the details are getting synchronized, right or wrong? Right or wrong? But when it comes to job, we don't have that option team. The synchronization concept we don't have for jobs, only for positions we have. So these are the major differences between jobs and positions team. So whenever we been on the implementation project, as part of the requirement gathering team, even how many jobs our client using, how many positions that our client using, or positions does they are not using them, only jobs they want, that all we have to be finalizing and we have to configure them in the system team. So let us start with configuring the jobs in the system team and then we will see the positions team. Okay. Before we configuring the jobs, we have one prerequisite setup team, something called job family to create. What is a job family team? Okay. What is a job family team? Huh? When we configuring the jobs, we have a prerequisite to configure team. Something like job family. Okay. So what do you mean by job family? So basically, job families are nothing but team grouping of similar jobs under one category. So your client given you some 100, 150 jobs to you. So something you want to categorize them within the jobs team, departmental wise, let's say, for example, all the sales business area related jobs under one category, all HR related business area jobs under one category, all finance related jobs under one category. Okay. Or all HR related, finance, supply chain, or see, even in the real time companies, if you observe team, department to department, business area to business area, the designations also will be different team. In sales department, you have the designations like sales trainee, marketing agent, advertiser, promoter, these kind of job titles you will have team. If you come to HR business area, you have the designations like hiring manager, recruiter, analyst, specialist, payroll admin. These type of jobs you will have in HR. So business area to business area team or department to department, if you take example team, the designations also will be differed accordingly. Correct? So whenever we configuring the jobs in the system, whenever we configuring the jobs in the system, one second team. Okay. So whenever we configuring the jobs team, if you want to maintain that categories within the job, you can use the concept of job family. Again, it's not a mandatory concept, but the concept of job family Oracle given team in order to maintain the categories within the jobs. Like you want to group the similar jobs under one category. Just it will be used for reporting purpose, not anything else, team. At the employee level, we don't have any use of that. But in the backend reports, in the BI reports, OTBI reports, when you are extracting the employees' data based upon their jobs information, if you filter based upon the family's team, all the jobs associated to that family's data will be fetched in that only for reporting purpose. In many projects, it will be neglected also. No one will use that. But we have a concept team called job family. Nothing but grouping of similar nature of jobs, kind of jobs under one categories team. So you can define your job families like sales job family, HR job family, admin job family, finance job family, like that. And whenever you configuring the jobs in the system team, you can map under which family you are creating that job. So all that jobs will be grouped under that family's team. That's all. So in order to configure that job families team, we have a task first of all. Go to the system, then come to the setup and maintenance work area and search with team job family. Manage job families. Go to job families team and here you have the provision to create. Simple, just name code, that's all. Create, see, you came to create job family. So effective start date, as we all know, for every setup it will be. Then I'm configuring team Tata Sales Job Family. The name I'm configuring like this team. Tata Sales Job Family. Then code automatically will take up. This is a descriptive flex field concept. Please ignore attachments, anything you want give. And the reasons, as we all know, team, actions and action reasons. Whenever you configuring or whenever you performing that action, what is the reason you can give? Status. That's all, team. Just start date, name, code, status. That's all. Click on submit. Yes. In the same way, all the job families team, then I want something like Tata HR job family. Submit. Then finance, admin. So all job families you can define team. If you search, you can able to see them, they generated here, see job families. So once these you configure team, next when you go to jobs and when you configuring them in the system, okay, all that categories will be coming there, families team. You can map under which family you are creating that job. Like that team, all the jobs will be grouped under this particular families team. So in the back end, whenever you extracting any reports in the BI or OTBI, if you filter with that family team, all the jobs associated of that family, you can able to fetch them. Only for that purpose we have team, nothing else. In real time, as I told, many projects, they won't care about this task. Usually it's a neglectable concept only team. But if you want, you can configure that as well. As a subject we should know as part of the training, I'm explaining that team. So, okay, let's move to jobs now. So in order to configure the jobs, we have a task called manage job. Go to manage job. Okay, come to manage jobs. Then click on create. Then you will land upon team create job. Okay, and these are the basic details team. So when you configuring the job in the system, we have multiple tabs that we have to be covering team. First tab, basic details. Next, details tab. Next, we have some optional tabs like evaluation, criteria, profiles. So one by one, we have to capture and then we have to click on submit to configure the job in the system. So as we all know, team, in the basic details, like we will be getting effective start date everywhere. So when you configuring any setup, from where these effective start dates are coming up, team, the hard coding of this will be coming from where we already discussed. If you go to this task, manage enterprise HCM information team. Okay, work structures configuration section, if you go, default effective start date, we have an option, right? So based upon that, this will be coming team. So if you want, you can go there and you can check it out team. So now I'm creating my job. Let's say I'm going to configure a job by name manager. Name I am giving. For our understanding purpose team, I'm configuring it as Tata manager. But in real time, whatever the job designations that your client expecting in the system, we have to create them accordingly team. Okay. Name, then code. This code creation also team will be coming from the enterprise setup in the system. Go to enterprise HCM information task. There we have team job code generation method, position code generation method. I don't want to go to that screen. We already discussed practically. We have seen to and fro screens also. Go to this task and check out team job code generation method under work structures configuration section team. Okay. So why it is coming manual now? In this instance that what we are using currently in the enterprise HCM information task, job code generation method kept as manual. That is why it is coming here manual. If you keep as automatic team, then here the option of code will come as automatically generated. Then when you go to next tabs, then system will create it automatically team. But as such, I have manual team. So I'm going with Tata underscore manager as a code. You can give numeric, alphanumeric up to your team. As of now, I'm giving with same name. Just underscore bifurcation I given. Okay. Then now see the most important thing, job set. So whenever we configuring the work structures team, locations you take, departments you take, grades you take, and now jobs. See, under which job set you are creating this job. So just before team, I have shown you mapping of RDS to BU. Now this job I'm creating under my reference data set of Tata job RDS team. Search. Okay, see, now I'm creating my job under Tata job RDS team. And this set, I just map it to my business unit team. So whatever the job now I'm creating under this set, it will be mapped to that BU directly team. Okay. Then action reason. So for create job action in the system, whatever the reasons are available that you can assign here, then click on next. These are the basic details team. Start date, name, code, and job set information and action reason team. Then if you go to next, you will land upon details page. You will land upon details page. Okay. So here team, many attributes will be asked, but all are not required team. Whatever the mandatory required options, only that we can able to discuss because many are just lookups concept. Just for information purpose, if give or not doesn't have any impact in the system team. Okay, whatever are mandatory, that only we will be seeing in any implementation. So when you come to job details tab, status active, then see full-time, part-time, regular or temporary, whether this job is of what nature, full-time job, part-time job, regular job, temporary job. It's a lookup scheme. If you go to manage job lookups, you can able to find all of them just for information purpose in the system, nothing else. Then see here, when we configuring the job in the system, it is asking me under which job family you are creating this job. Even it is an optional, not star market C. That is why I told you, this is a negligible concept team. Okay, negligible concept. That is what see here, optional team. But see, already we defined, right? Already we defined, right? So when we configuring the jobs in the system, here in the second tab, it will ask team under which job family. Now I'm creating Tata manager job. I'm mapping the job under Tata search team. Whatever you define, you can able to see. I'm mapping this under sales job family. So next, when I create further jobs, 10, 20 jobs. When I'm configuring all of that also, I will map under sales job family. So all these jobs will be grouped under this sales job family. So this is how the jobs will be grouped under families means like this. First, we have to create the job family, and whenever we configuring the jobs in the system, we will be mapping them under the job families like this team. Okay. Tata sales job family. Tata sales job family. This job I'm creating under that family team. Okay. Then job function level, management level, you give or not at all any issue team. And moreover, we don't even care in the real time projects when we are working on. Just information purpose team. It's a lookup. If you go to manage job lookups, all these things you can find. So at what type of job functions it will be, whether it is an administrative level job or a managerial, legal. So anything lookups that you want to maintain team. So what level job it is, top level, high level, or which management level job it is, whether it is a first line, mid level, or a senior managerial level, non-manager. These all are just for information team. Okay. From here to here, you can straight away ignore. We don't even configure team. At least in my experience, if you ask me, we didn't even touch about them. It's just lookups fields, just Oracle given as a extra information on the details section, just for info purpose team. If you want to maintain that, go to lookups, create your own values, and you can able to map team. Like what functions this job will be doing in the organization, at which management level, top level, high level, mid level management level these jobs are. That things if you want, you can maintain team. Then context value, part of DFF team. On this details page, if you want to configure any flex fields in this system, if you want that context value is available team, that you can able to configure. Then again team, these are also optional only. Medical checkup required. See, if your client is from any pharma industry or any mining industry, usually team, when they're hiring the people, if the people come, when they're hiring the employees have to be undergoing some medical checkups team. So if at all, if you are hiring an employee in this job, does the medical checkup required, yes or no? So I have an option to choose whatever it is team. Then team, benchmark concept. What is this benchmarking? This is also again team for the purpose of reports in the system. In the BI reports or the OTBA reports in the backend, whenever we extracting the employees information based on jobs, then these benchmarkings will be helpful team. What is this team? See, if I keep the cursor on that benchmark, what is that? Represent other jobs in reports and salary surveys. What is that team? Represent other jobs in reports and salary surveys. Example team, in my business unit, my client given me totally some 100 job designations. Kumar, whoever the employees that we are going to hire in our company in this so-called business unit. So these are the different designations we want to use for assigning to the employees. 100 jobs client given to you. Among them, you can maintain the benchmark job, one top job in that team. Okay, one top job in that team. In your business unit, whatever that you are configuring team, client have, let's say under Tata North BU or any business unit you take team. You got the requirement like some 50 or 100 job designations to configure. So among all of them team, there will be one top job. Under that only all the jobs will become. The top job can be a director or a chief or let's say director, or you can call it as chairman or executive, chief executive officer, CEO. Some top job team within all the jobs. What is a top job? Under that, all other jobs in the system or in the organization will be coming. That you can assign team. See, as of now, in this Dev5 environment, what we are using, this is the first job I am configuring team in under my RDS. But let's say in real-time projects implementation team, whenever we configuring all the other jobs also, when you might be configuring in that set, correct? So you have to identify, or as part of the client requirement only, we have to confirm from the client what is the top job among all the jobs that you have in your business unit. That job, we will call it as a benchmark job team. Benchmarking means that is a top job in your business unit. Under that only, all the other jobs will be coming team. So by this time, if you create that top job in the BU team, that you can able to see here, benchmarking. Currently, I can't assign because it's a new environment team. And moreover, first time that I'm creating a job under this reference data set, first job I'm configuring. So in the implementation time also, if your client using this benchmarking job concept in their business, first we have to create that top job team. And when you creating a team, you select this option. Means that job is a benchmark for all other jobs. Select that one. And going forward, whenever you configuring any job under that reference data set team, you can assign that as a benchmark to all of them. So benchmarking job, no, because I have another top job about to me that I will be mapping here team, let's say director, or currently I don't have, it won't come, just for your purpose I'm writing team. So whenever I'm configuring a manager, assistant, engineer, trainee, all the jobs, whenever I'm configuring under my set team, I will map this director as a benchmark to them. So this is the top job in my business unit team that I can map it. Let's say team, this job only, the top job in your BU. Under this only, all other jobs will come. Then team, you can make this as a benchmark team. Benchmark, if you keep yes, then this field will go see. It's gone. Benchmark yes. So if you are creating a job as a benchmark, then team, that is a top job in your business unit team. So going forward, next, whatever the jobs I'm going to configure under this reference data set, this data manager team, I can add as a benchmark to all other of them. So whether you want to create your job as a benchmark for other jobs, or about to you, if you have any other job, you can select no, then you can add what is your benchmark job. Okay, that you can add here team. Even this one also optional. Every client is using or not, it's up to them team. In the business implementation scope, we will be getting the understanding about that, whether they are using this or not. Purely team, this will be used only for the reporting purpose only. Like our job family concept, how we have, even this one also. In the reports, it will be used. Okay. That is about team benchmarking concept in the system. Next team, progression job. What is that? This is important team. Okay. Progression job means whenever you configuring a job in the system under a particular reference data set, nothing but under a particular BU, what is the next immediate job? Let's suppose team, today on March 11th, I'm hiring one employee team in my Tata Automobiles Private Limited in Tata North BU, and I'm going to assign this job to him. In the assignment level, I'm hiring him as a manager job. I'm assigning Tata manager. Let's say team, after 1 year, performance appraisals came, performance appraisal happened, employee got very good ratings and he got promoted team. So obviously promotion means what? There will be a change in his designation also. From manager designation, he might be moving to something called specialist. I have above position, above job team. So usually people in my organization, we are working as manager. Once they promoted team, they will be moved as specialist. Okay. This is the superior job. So now I am configuring manager job team. Progression job means just one job above to this one in the hierarchy. Means for my manager job, this specialist is the progression job team. Means what? Currently, I'm hiring an employee in this job. Once he got promoted, then employee will be moving from manager to specialist, the promoted job team. So progression job means that one. So already in this reference data set, if you create any other jobs team, that all will be available to you here. You can search and you can assign team. So whenever you configuring the jobs in the system, progression job always just one level up compared to you, compared to this job, I mean to say. So when in the system, the thorough validation will be their team. When you know, whenever HR go to employee record and performing the promotion, we have one transaction called promote. Means what? If you want to promote any employee team, you will use the transaction. So when HR in the front end go to the employee record and doing the promotion, when HR come to the manager field at the assignment level to change the employee's job from not manager field, job field. When HR trying to change the employee's job from manager team, immediately it will show, or else I will just show you where the impact will be. So basically team here, in the Fusion system, for hiring the employee, we have new person and we will hire team. If you want to search any existing employees in the system, you have to go to this person management and you will search the employee in the system. If HR have to perform any transaction, these all things we are going to see in our next 3-4 classes in the transactions. I have a security limitation team. My system not allowing me to access the data. That's okay. See, progression job will be impacted in the transactions time. Like whenever HR in the system going to the employee record and trying to perform the promotion team, when HR go to the job field of the employee, currently he is working as a manager and trying to change this job and trying to give the next superior job. Whatever you given as a progression job, only that job will display to the HR. HR cannot give any other job to the employee. So this validation will be there when in the front end, HR performing the transaction to any employee who is currently working with this job called Tata Manager team. So progression job, if you want to maintain, you can maintain team. Benchmarking and progression is that one. Attachment is what, as we all know, in every setup, we will be getting that provision. Any documents or anything with respect to this setup, if you want to maintain, you can do that. And then team, grade ladder. See, when I'm explaining about the concept of grades team, okay, grades team, we discussed about in that grades, grade rates, and grade ladder. So these grades team, whatever we configured in the system, in the Fusion application, at the job level, you can able to tag. Even next at the position level also, we have the scope team that I will tell you. But when we configuring the jobs in the system, whatever the grades that you configured and you mapped them in the ladder, that you have to map at the jobs team. See, whenever I'm configuring the job in the system, it is asking me what is the grade ladder for this job. So in the front end, whenever HR hiring the employee team, if I'm hiring the employee in this job called manager, basically where we capture all the details at the employee level, like employees from which business unit, which department, which job position, which location at the assignment level, correct? In the third tab, when we hiring the employee, in the third tab, employment information tab at the assignment level, we will capture all these details, correct? So team, whenever hiring happening in the system, okay, if I'm hiring an employee, or let's say, I will show you in our EKMK instance by going to the hiring transaction. So basically, whenever HR hiring the employee team, here all the details we will capture about the employee. So let me go to my client group, new person, and hire an employee. So let me use some existing legal entity in the system. in this third tab, employment information tab team. Okay, see in this employment information tab, if you scroll down, at the assignment level, we will capture team. Employees belong to which BU, then in which position we are hiring, in which job we are hiring, and see grade ladder, grade, department, location. Now, whenever I'm hiring an employee team in any of the legal employer, the moment I give the BU, all the validation will take place here, team. Whatever the data that we map it to the BU, the positions, jobs, grades, only that will be displayed here. This logic we already know. In the reference data set concept only I explained you. Now here, team, why I came to this task means today, when we configuring the jobs in the system, team, I'm configuring the job by name Tata Manager. Okay, under my RDS of this that I'm mapped to North BU. Okay. Now, team, I have a flexibility to map the grade ladder at the job level. So what happens, team, if I map our grade ladder in the job level? Any grade ladder is there in the system? Let me check out, team. Because it's a fresh environment we received today. Probably there was no ladder. Okay, fine. That's not an issue. So make sure, team, whenever you're practicing, whatever the grade ladder that you created, you can map that ladder here, team. So what happens basically? Whenever you configuring the job, whatever the ladder that you map here, team, let's say I'm mapping some Tata grade ladder, that what we defined for our grades team. When HR hiring the employee in the system, okay, in the employment information tab at the assignment level, after giving the position, HR will give the job details of the employee in which job. Let's say, team, I'm going to hire the employee in this job called Tata Manager. Okay, Tata Manager. So when I'm hiring the employee in this job, next when I go to the grade ladder, team, no grade ladder will show to me here. Okay, it's a test environment. Some other grade ladders are available. Ignore that. When HR hiring the employee in this job, next when HR go to the ladder, only the grade ladder that what we map to this job that will display, not anyone else. Means if you want to hire an employee in this job, this is the ladder that which employee also will be hired. So, team, the validation will take place here. Whenever we hiring the employee, in the third tab, employment information tab, at the assignment level, the moment you give the job in which you are hiring the employee, the title, team, whatever the grade ladder that we map to the job, only that ladder will show. If you are not maintaining any grade ladder in your job, team, then whatever the grade ladder grades that we mapped to the business unit through RDS, that all will show to my HR team. He can choose. But if you are enabling the grade ladder concept at the job level, when you configuring the jobs, then only that ladder it will show, team. So that is about, team, mapping the grade ladder concept at the job level. It's all about client requirement, team. Does they want to maintain at the job level? Then you can capture, team. So basically, for creating the jobs in the system, in the job details tab, only these sections we can capture. This section we can capture, team, whatever I discussed. Job legislative info, country respective, Switzerland, United States, France, Canada job, Canada worker. Please ignore all these things, team. Even in the real-time projects also, we will not capture this. These all are extensible flex fields on this page of job details. Certain country specific additional information Oracle provided for some countries, team. Even if you are implementing the project in that countries also, we usually don't use that. So in the job details page, only the job descriptional level, whatever the information that I explained, these all things you can capture, team, and straight away ignore these all things. And here in the job extra info, valid grades concept is there. This one we have to talk about, team. These all are not required. Please straight away ignore. Even when we configuring the locations also, I told this concept. On that page also, team, certain country specific extra sections are coming up. We will be not using that in any implementations. Please ignore. Then what is this valid grades, Kumar? See, here you are mapping the ladder. Okay, in that ladder, you might be defined grade A, grade B, grade C, grade D, grade E, all that grades team. But you have a requirement that client is telling, Kumar, whenever I'm hiring an employee in Tata manager job, okay, only that employees will be either in grade D and grade E. So you can add the valid grades team. So currently whatever is there in this dev file, I'm using that team. So let's say I'm giving MGMT6, MGMT7 and MGMT8. Some existing grades that what configured in this environment, I'm using that. But in our last class, we configured that with names of Tata, grade A, grade B, grade C team that you can correlate. Okay. So whenever you configuring the job, if you map the ladder here team, only the jobs, sorry, grades we configured under that ladder only it will show. But as such, I have not mapped any ladder team. All the grades related to ladders in the system, whatever are there, that all showing up here team. Out of them, let's say I added 8, 7, 6 grades. So what happens, team in the system, whenever hiring happening, if an employee hiring in this job here in this job, when HR go to the grade team, only that MGMT 7, 8, 9, 3 grades it will show. Means whoever the employee hiring in this job, he should be given either of that grades team, only that. So do you want along the validation with the ladder? Then first map the ladder here, and from that ladder, select the valid grades. Again, in that ladder, I might have 5, 10 grades. Out of that, in this job, usually if hiring happening, what are the grades to be given for the employee? So ladder, if you give team, only the grades in that ladder will be shown here. When I click on add row, you can select only them. If not ladder, if you are not using team, then directly in the system, whatever grades we configured, that all will show. Valid grades you can add like this for your jobs. So when hiring happening, the moment I give the job details at the assignment level, next in the grades field, only these grades will show to the HR. So employee can be hired either in 6, 7 or MGMT 8 grade team. So that is about team grades capturing at the job creation level. So whether client want to maintain at the job level, you can enable team. If not, leave them blank. It's HR choice, Kumar. Whenever hiring happening, HR will add whatever the ladder or grades as per the BU, the hiring happening. Then fair enough. You don't need to maintain at the jobs level team. So these two tabs we have to be discussing whenever we configuring the jobs in the application team. Next, we have evaluation criteria, profiles. See, these two are not related to core HR module alone. These are part of profile management team. We have a module called talent management. In that, again, we have a sub module called profile management team here. Okay, here, if you come to talent module, we have something called team profile management. So here team, we have person profile, talent profile, or the model profiles here, job and positions profiles team. So when we come to the profile management team, I will be talking about them. What are these two tabs? If you are implementing core HR alone, we will be not using these things team. Even if you are enabling talent and implementing profile management, then this third and fourth tabs have to be implemented. So as far as core HR is concerned now, these are not required. That is why we are not discussing. When we come to the talent module, when I'm talking about profiles team, I will come back, edit them, and I will capture. Then you can able to understand team. Because if I tell you now, you won't understand what are these evaluation criteria and profiles team. In core HR, only these two tabs we have to configure. Basic details, details. Click on next. review, and then submit team. So whatever the job you created, that will be deployed in the system. Now, some of you might be getting a question. Kumar, in real time, let's say 100 jobs client given me. So is this the way I have to come to job, create, and manually I have to do one by one? It's not possible to me technically. 100 times I can't create. Or 200 jobs if client given. How? So as I already told you, team, not only jobs team, any other configurations in the system you take, you either can define manually or you can rely upon our data migration tools like spreadsheet data loader, HCM data loader team. So in our inbound classes on technical sessions, I will be talking about that. Here only we have one option C. When we came to manage jobs, manage in spreadsheet. This is our spreadsheet data loader team. Once you click on this, template will download from the system. So all the jobs, 100, 200, 300 jobs, if client given you also, prepare them in the template and you can upload it one shot. That how to do, I will talk in our technical classes team. So currently understand the concept from the system point of view, individually also if you have to define how to be done. So this is how team creation of jobs will be happened in the system. Next, we have to talk about the concept of positions. Okay. So how to configure the positions, we will see in tomorrow session. And if time permits, I will also start with person types and all. So more 2 or 3 sessions, we will be talking on the implementations, configurations thing. So in this week only, we are going to start with the transactions part. So by next week, we will complete core HR module and we will move on to our new module, that is absence management team. Okay. So any questions as such in the topic team? So I can see a question in the chat board by Krishna. Navigation from where we assign new business units to legal entity. See, we cannot assign business units to legal entities directly, Krishna. But as we have a scope, if you go to manage legal entities task, you can enable the extensible flex field section and you can able to configure the custom business unit fields over there. But directly in the system, there is no concept Oracle given to show you where we can map the business units with legal entities. Okay.
Hi Kumar, this is
Yeah, please, someone. Hello. I think you are on mute. Hello. Can you please unmute?
yeah. Hi Kumar. So not yesterday, Friday, there was a class on departments and grades. So on top of that, I have 2 questions. So while creating departments, we had a setup for manager, like to select a manager details in the drop down.
Correct.
Yeah. So how do we set up manager details to open a
See,
drop down?
in the implementation time, we don't have the workers data in the system. So ideally, we should not capture while we configuring the departments, the manager. Once all the implementation is done, once the workers data also you created in the system, the employees, then we have to go to the department, edit that, and who is the manager that client expecting for that department. We can able to assign that.
Okay.
Because
One
in
more.
the implementation time, we don't have workers data. First of all, if these organization work structures, if you define only, we can able to hire that employees in that data.
Okay.
Yeah.
One more question. So in test environment, the URL which we are working on, while adding grades details, we have grade or field with the drop down of effect executive and management. So when you go to the test environment to manage the grade, that time we have a grade field.
Where it is in the test
In the
environment?
test environment.
Okay, you want manage grades or where?
Manage grades.
1 second. Okay.
Yeah. Here there is a grade. Go below action reason. There is a grade.
It's a DFF. Please
Yeah,
ignore.
DFF. But when I try to select and see highlight the DFF, it's not showing as a this is a
Yeah.
DFF
Some
field.
of the screens, as I told, we cannot find them highlighted directly. You have to go to
Okay.
backend, manage work structures,
Okay.
descriptive flex field. From that, figure out the section and we have to configure. Even on the location screen also, you won't find directly if you highlight the flex field.
Okay. And one more question, will all the legislative data group be provided inbuilt in the Oracle or
Not
do
for
we?
every country. That will
Mhm.
again have a association with the payroll module. In payroll, whatever the countries that Oracle supporting the payroll legislations, I mean to say, for whatever the countries Oracle supporting the payroll, only for that countries LDGs are directly delivered. If not, we have to create custom LDGs in the system.
Okay. Okay, sure. That's it from my
Yeah.
end. Thank you.
Thank you. So, right, team, we'll conclude here for today. Let's join back tomorrow and we'll continue with our further setups team. Thank you, everyone.